Traders, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you on the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button because I make videos every single day. But today we're talking about CTRM at Castor Maritime. I've had a lot of requests about them. Where is it going? Am I still holding? And the answer is yes, and it looks bullish in my opinion. Now we are getting a rejection from a key resistance, but there's no real need to worry, and I'll get into exactly why. But before we hop into that content, I want to let you guys know the Patreon is now live. You can subscribe down below. It goes over the Discord, every single trade I'm looking at. I go over every article and the charts that I'm looking at with all the long-term holds, as well as you can see down here. And then you can see the long-term potential, questions you can specifically ask me, and then the Traders Lounge charts. There's about 55 people in the group right now, and it's growing pretty quick. It's been live for about 2 days, so go check it out there. Just so you know, the group will be capped off at 200 members. But as always, you can get all my content 100% free here on YouTube. There's just no hand holding. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Okay, so a little rundown of what Castor Maritime is. They're basically a dry shipping company, and they've been having a really nice run over the past few weeks. Now, they have had a few dips based on the past 2 weeks time. This has come because the Nasdaq has been dumping and the markets just haven't been doing very well. But I bought in around $1.20, $1.10, and now we're kind of looking if it's going to hit back to those ranges and can it go to a new high. So let's get into the charts. So the first thing I want to do is point out the support and resistance that we're sitting at. The support is about 90 cents. The resistance is about $1.05. And we're kind of just trending in this range. Now, is this bullish? Is this bearish? In my opinion, this looks pretty bullish, because if we look, you can actually see that we are forming a flag right now onto that kind of downside, but this tends to lead to a bullish breakout on the upside, and the indexes look very, very strong. Now, I'm not going to break down the indexes, but if you catch me live after this video, I will be breaking down the indexes, and you can ask any questions there. But we're looking very, very strong. And just so you know, I go live every single morning at 8:30 Central, and then I go live at night around 8:30 p.m., maybe a little bit later, depending if I have my son. So as we are pushing up, I want to see a mount of this level at $1.05. So let me show you what I would actually be looking for there as we zoom out and kind of get rid of that stuff. You want to see a push, a break, and then a hold and retest, and that's ultimately what you want to see, is a strong reaction from that level. So if we come and slide over just a little bit, it would be more like this. You want to see the price action break above and then a retest, and then, you know, start bouncing off of that range. And from there, we do have a resistance around $1.25, but those resistances aren't as big as this one right here. $1.05 is proving to be very, very strong. And if we actually zoom out on the chart, you can see that we were kind of held below this point at a point in time before as well. So as you actually get the chart and take a look, you can see this is where that gap ended, and then we had a lot of price action right there as well. We've been rejected multiple times and kind of played in this range as far as price goes, down to 90 cents. And then at the top, you can see that price action there as well. We finally flipped it right here, and it's looking pretty bearish right now. So those are things just to take into consideration, and why I see that spot as being a very big resistance. Now, like I said, this $1.25 up here does look to be a pretty big resistance as well. There's a little bit of price action, but I don't see it being as big as a target and resistance as the 105. Now, let's take a really quick look at the OBV, because the OBV, like I said, leads us and tells us how we're overall moving. We never got that movement before, so what we want to see. So what we're looking at here is we're kind of getting a double bottom, but typically we don't get double bottoms on the OBV. So we need to keep our eyes out here to see if we start to actually get a bounce. We could get a double bottom. That is a possibility, but that's not really how we move on the OBV. We typically don't double top, and we typically don't double bottom. But it is worth mentioning, this is the support that we're sitting at. As you can see right here, we're sitting in this clean support right now, and it is holding. So if we start to bounce, it will most likely be very, very strong. So you can see the OBV is kind of coming down, but we're still sitting in this overall range. We are getting some negative price action, but it still looks very, very good. Now you don't see me using a lot of indicators. I don't use the MACD, all the EMAs, the SMAs, and stuff like that. I typically focus purely on price action and the volume on the chart, because this is what's most important to me. And the resistances and supports typically move the stock best and tell you where to take profits and where to get in to potentially take profits down the line. So this is what I'm looking at, and this is what I focus on. Now, if again, you can hop into the lives after the video, and I really go over that more in depth. But this is how we're moving, and I don't think we can expect any real upside until we get this break, obviously. So once we get the break above 105, the next target would immediately be $1.25, and I think we'd hit $1.25 within a day, maybe two, after breaking through that $1.05 range. So that's going to be the main thing you want to look at if you're focusing here on trading CTRM. Looking at CTRM, I really do like it. It's still sitting in the portfolio. It's been pretty stagnant, but we're getting closer to that break-even price. I knew going into this was a riskier play, but I still took the risk because I did like the stock, and I do think the dry bulk shipping will continue to do well going into summer, and with everything reopening and borders reopening and stuff like that, I did think that this will continue to run. So that's the thesis going there. And then, like I said, heavily shorted, there is upside for breaking new highs potentially. But as always, guys, this is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, research the stock for yourself, and make your own opinion. I'm just kind of sharing my opinion with you guys and hopefully helping you in any way possible. Now, never invest on what I'm saying. That is never the goal of this channel. It is just to help you in any way possible. And hopefully my opinion can bring light to some of the news that you read online as well regarding the stock. That's going to wrap up this video. If you get something out of it, make sure you hit that sub down below. Leave a thumbs up because the thumbs up kind of means the most. I appreciate all the love. Have a good one, boys. Namaste.
Check.